What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I want to tackle a NFL draft rumor surrounding the New York Jets, a report from Rich Cimini on the Jets' preference at pick number 10. So we are inching closer to the NFL draft, and the rumors just keep circulating. I know, I get it. I understand the frustration of people who are just like, I just want it to come. Can we stop talking about the rumors and all this stuff? I get it. I want the NFL draft to come because it feels like we've beaten to death the same talking points for months. But unfortunately, the big stories every single day, which that's what I do. Honestly, if you guys haven't picked up on it by now, what I try to do is just talk about like what the biggest things that are being talked about on the internet about this team is. And it's these NFL draft storylines right now. And I think that it's important to cover because, you know, there's different scenarios for the New York Jets in this draft class. So here's the quote from the article from Rich Cimini. Here's what we're hearing. The Jets could pick a wide receiver in the unlikely event that one of the top three falls to number 10. They're also interested in offensive tackles with Notre Dame's Joe Alt, Oregon State's Talisi Fuanga, and Washington's Troy Fautanu. Thought to be their top preferences. Alt probably will be off the board, so the choice could come down to Bowers versus their offensive tackle too. From that quote and just the overall thought process on the article, it would make me believe that the Jets' preference is wide receiver over Brock Bowers. That's, again, there's no way to know that until the actual night of the NFL draft. But based on what Rich Cimini was saying in that article, he made it seem like the Jets would prefer to go with one of the big three wide receivers over Brock Bowers, which is fair. But my rebuttal or pushback to that is, well, while yes, you could prefer Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze, is Brock Bowers just like, I don't think you could isolate him as looking at him only as a tight end. He's a weapon, and you should look at him as in this offense of all the different things that he can do. He can line up as an inline tight end. He could line up as a big slot. He could line up out wide. He could line up in the backfield. Just get the ball in his hands and let him do creative things once the football is in his hands. I don't want to give too much away from tomorrow's final mock draft Monday, which is a predictive mock. If you missed it last Monday, I did what I would do. And the final mock draft Monday is going to be predictive for what I think is going to happen for the New York Jets. But honestly, it wouldn't shock me if a wide receiver is available for the Jets at 10, or if they just jump up a couple spots with the Atlanta Falcons, who hold the 8th pick in the NFL draft. It's really so interesting to me how I guess it depends on what you want the Jets to do, but I think you could find a narrative or a spin or a quote to make you believe that the Jets are either going to come away with Bowers, to come away with a weapon, or come away with an offensive lineman, depending on what your preference is. And the reality, again, I think what every Jet fan should be looking at is if they are coming away with one of the top wide receivers in the draft, top offensive linemen in the draft, or a unique unicorn weapon like Brock Bowers, I think Jets fans should just be excited about any of those three possibilities. Because as I've talked about for weeks now, you can make a strong case for any one of those three options for the New York Jets. And if it is a wide receiver, which that's kind of the theme in this video, is that, you know, Rich Cimini pointing out that the Jets may prefer to take one of the top three guys, that's only going to help this offense and Garrett Wilson in particular, because Mike Williams, I love the addition, but he's going to be brought on slowly after his ACL injury from last year. And beyond that, there's some question marks. What is Allen Lazard going to be like? He had a horrific 2023 season. Can he bounce back in 2024, or is this just what he is now? How far along are guys like Xavier Gipson and Jason Brownlee? As much as I like those guys individually, do you want to rely on them in big roles on a year where you're trying to go for it? There's risk involved in that. So if you add an Odunze or a Malik Neighbors or someone of that caliber, that's only going to make life significantly easier for Garrett Wilson, because the pressure's not going to just be all on him. And God forbid Garrett Wilson rolls an ankle and has to miss 2 games. The season's not going to collapse because, you know, you're going to run on an offense that features, you know, the corpse of Javon Curse and Deontay Burnett like you did in 2018. You know, like there's ways that you can make sense that a wide receiver would be a good pick for this Jets team. And I think Jet fans should be excited if that's the route that they go. Right now, the Jets are looked at as the favorite to draft Brock Bowers. Just because they're listed as a favorite does not mean that it's a guarantee that that's going to happen. The NFL draft is weird, man. We've seen it for years. We get these mock drafts out there, and you think, hey, this is pretty accurate, and this is how it's going to look. And then guys go way later than are expected to go. Guys go way earlier than they're expected to go. Teams target positions you have no thought of them doing. For instance, the Jets with edge last year. I think Peter Schrager was the only one who mocked an edge rusher to the New York Jets in 2023. So we have no clue. We have no idea. But the good news is we're only 4 days away from the NFL draft, which that's exciting stuff. This is going to be a very busy week. I get it. We're going to have a ton of coverage on the channel. Again, a final mock draft Monday. I'm going to do another first round mock draft before the end of the week for all these teams. We're going to cover every bit of information that's coming out on the draft and try to give you, everything that you need to know heading into the first night. And I'm so excited to be on stream for the 3 days. Hopefully my voice starts to come back a little bit because your boy's been struggling, man. I think it's the change of the weather. My allergies have been acting up. Been just like scratchy throat, no voice for 3 days, but we're going to be good. We're going to, cough drop it up. Had a couple of those, Starbucks teas with the steamed lemonade. Oh, so good. So soothing. But I'm going to get me another one of those and hopefully be all good to go by the NFL draft. Guys, I appreciate you. Please, before you go, make sure to like the video, share with a friend, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Free ways to help me out. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you guys next time.